So these three offers for your SMMA will completely blow up your business if you implement them correctly. And we know this because we were able to scale our own agency past 10K per month in just 3 months using just one of these successful offers. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly how to create amazing offers that will help you book more meetings, close more deals, and of course, make more money in your business. So let me hop into my Miro and show you exactly how this works. All right, perfect. So now we're in my Miro. So before we actually figure out how to actually create great offers, what we need to realize is we need to understand how leads, appointments, and sales go through an entire business. And we got to figure out exactly what your business or potential client wants. So when we get started here, the first thing that people see or the first pillar in their business is leads, right? And let me actually show you exactly how it works when running ads for a specific agency or specific business. So let's say, for example, all right, awesome. So now that we're here in my Miro, let me explain to you guys how this actually works. Now, before you understand how to build great offers, you need to understand how every business works in the whole entire world in general, right? You need the foundational knowledge. So the thing is, every business needs these three things, no matter what business it is. You need leads, you need appointments, and you need sales, right? It doesn't matter if it's a brick and mortar store. It doesn't matter if it's an online business. It doesn't matter if it's even as McDonald's, right? Every business has these systems. So a lead is someone who's interested in the product, right? An appointment is someone who actually goes and inquires on the product. And a sale is when someone gives you money and money is exchanged, right? So to create a great offer, we need to figure out what exactly people want in their business. Now, this comes back to actually understanding the pain of your entire potential client, but really at its core, every business just wants one thing, right? And every business just wants more money. Woohoo, right? They want more money. So you got to understand that every piece of this funnel or this system here has a higher leverage than the last. So for example, if I can guarantee somebody more sales in their business, that will be a direct correlation to how much money they make. Now, if I guarantee somebody more appointments, it's still a great correlation, but it's less of a direct correlation. So let's say, for example, this one has 3 points of leverage. The appointment section or the guaranteed appointments have 2 sets of leverage, and the leads portion has 1 set of leverage. So what I mean is that if you can guarantee someone leads, it's less valuable than guaranteeing someone appointments, and so on and so forth. If you can guarantee someone sales, it's more important than guaranteeing someone appointments. So what you got to realize is you got to understand what you're going to guarantee in your offer before you actually move forward and set the offer, right? So we got to figure out what is the best thing to guarantee. Now, in our opinion, the best thing to guarantee in your offer is appointments, because appointments are something that can be directly correlated and you can directly control that. When it comes to sales, it's very hard to directly control the sales process of another business because, let's be honest, when you're running ads for, let's say, a brick and mortar store or you're creating content for a brick and mortar store, it's very hard to get them to learn how to sell correctly, right? Sales is on their side. They need to make sure that the leads that come through turn into appointments or the appointments that come through turn to sales, right? So, but appointments are directly correlated with us. So we can control exactly the type of appointments that come through. So when I say is always guarantee appointments, because that is the fastest way that people will actually see what you're going to do is going to be effective, right? So before we actually get into the actual section of showing you how the different 3 types of offers are, let's break down exactly how to build an offer. Now, building an offer is a lot easier than people think. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure everyone's read Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers, right? And the thing is, though, that is great. That's a great baseline. But you need to make sure your offer is a lot more flashy, because the thing is, if you just copy and paste the same formula, everyone's doing the same thing, and it really just comes down to oversaturation. People just honestly start to roll their eyes when they see that type of stuff, right? It's just honest. So what you need is a simple formula that actually works, that's repeatable, consistent, and you can actually hit it. So here is the formula that we use for our actual offers. So the first formula is we need to give somebody a quantifiable result. So here we got a quantifiable result, a QR, right? So this is a result that you can guarantee you're going to get them. So for example, let's just say you're working with a roofer. And remember, we want to have a high leverage type of offer. So let's say we can guarantee them 10 appointments, right? 10 appointments. So our guarantee, you guys can tell, I always say I'm not good with art, as you guys can see. Basically, so we have a quantifiable result, which is 10 appointments. That is what we can guarantee. Now, what I say is before you actually go and move forward, people in the marketing space say, oh, I can get you more exposure, I can grow your brand. That's garbage, right? No one wants to hear you growing your brand. That's garbage. People want to hear exactly what you're going to do for me, exactly how much it is, and exactly how much it's going to cost. So you need a tangible result, which is 10 appointments, which is great, right? Then you also need a quantifiable timeline. So this is the timeline of how long it's going to take someone to see that result. So for example, you get 10 appointments. Let's say you can get 10 appointments in, let's say, 90 days, right? So you're guaranteeing a roofer that you can get 10 appointments in 90 days. That is a great offer because at the end of the day, roofers, especially the home service niche, all they care about is what you're going to do for them. And that's all that matters, right? It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter which way you do it. They don't care if you use YouTube ads, Facebook. They don't care what you do. As long as you can get us these two things here, they don't care, right? Now, the thing is, though, this sounds great and all, but everyone can say that, but they can't back it up with a guarantee. Now, you don't have to do a guarantee, but a guarantee is very good because it'll take people over the edge. And what a lot of people call this is a risk reversal. So I'm gonna do an R and R for risk reversal. So a risk reversal is putting the risk back onto you instead of them. So for example, it could be, let's say, 10 appointments in 90 days, or you don't pay, right? Or you don't pay, something like that, or you don't pay, right? That's a great offer. Or you can do something like, we'll work for free until you do, or something like that, where they feel like it doesn't matter what happens, at the end of the day, they're going to win at the end. Now, what I always say with this type of offers, you don't want to go too crazy with them, right? You don't want to sound unbelievable, because what really is going to take you over the edge is being honest with your clients, telling them exactly what you can do, and being realistic, right? You should be slightly above your realism and slightly above your capabilities so you can actually push yourself to improve. But don't tell them you're going to get them like 100 appointments tomorrow and make them $1 million tomorrow. It's not how it works. It's not how marketing works, right? So you should make it believable and make sure that it is something that is enticing, but not too salesy, sounds like it's broken, right? Because they're just not going to buy if you can. So this is basically the formula. We have a quantifiable result, it's a quantifiable timeline, and a risk reversal. Very simple, right? Now, going back to the 3 pillars of sales, now we have to figure out what type of appointment or system we can use to guarantee these results. And I'm going to show you exactly what we can do down here with these 3 models. So the first model that we have here is a retainer model. Now, I'm sure everyone knows what a retainer model is, obviously, right? Retainer model, for those of you who don't know, is you just charge a specific amount per month, no matter what the case may be. No matter if you get them 0 results, 10 results, 20 results, you just charge them the same amount. So let's say you're working with a roofer. So if you're working with a roofer, you just say you charge them $1,000 per month, like 1K, and then you guarantee them, if we use the same exact formula at the top, you guarantee them 90 days, or in 90 days, you get 10 appointments, right? 10 appointments in 90 days, you charge $1,000 per month. And then after those 90 days, if they don't hit it, you get all your money back or get a refund. That's kind of what it looks like. Now, this model is trash, right? This model sucks. Because the thing is, though, it sounds really good to you. And obviously, everybody in the marketing agency loves a retainer. But the problem with a retainer is that you don't really, it's really hard for the specific client to see the results, because it just seems like all the risk is on them, and no matter what happens, they're gonna have to pay up, which is bad. And also, there's no really way for you to make more money from this, because you are capped as well. So let's say you get them even better results, you still have to get paid the same, which sucks. You want to be able to get paid for the percentage of results you bring to the business itself. So I would suggest to not start with a retainer. The only way you can start with a retainer is if you do low ticket, right? So if you're in a situation where you're just starting out and you want to do lower ticket, let's say, I don't think a retainer is that bad if you have your first couple clients and you could charge probably like $4.99 a month, right? $4.99 a month. That's not bad just to get started and get your feet wet. But once you start getting results, I highly suggest going to high ticket. Everyone knows this. The higher ticket clients are the best because they pay you the best and they have much less issues or problems. They're much nicer to deal with. I've dealt with clients who are, I'll be honest, broke, right? And it's just, it's a crap show, right? They're always like, oh, how much money I make? What is this? What is that? And they just never are serious about growing their business and they don't understand about investing. So really understand that if you really do retainer if you're doing low ticket below $1,000 a month, right? Now the next one is the money back guarantee. This is what I said before. So let's say, for example, you have the same offer where it was 10 appointments in 90 days. And if we don't get you that, you get all of your money back, right? So in this scenario, you could charge a lot more because you actually have a guarantee that they'll get their money back. And if they do get the results, they won't want to give you, they won't get the money back, right? They won't get the money back, and you can continuously work on them or work with them on a month by month or let's say 3-month basis. So with this situation, if you're doing specifically for a roofer, I would say you can charge maybe for a 90-day period, you could charge, let's say, $2K per month, something like that. You charge $2K per month. And then after 3 months, that's what, $6K in total. So they paid you $6K in total, and then they'll probably get a return. If you get them 10 appointments, they have a good closing rate, they'll probably get like a return of like maybe like 10K. So that right there is a 4K profit. So it's a 4K profit, something like that, right? Now, this is perfect because you can charge more. The guarantee is better. Now, the only issue I have with money back guarantee is if you don't actually get them results, you have to give them their money back, right? And that's a big thing. I would highly suggest that you don't be kind of slimy with this, because obviously don't be slimy in business at all. And don't try to be like, oh, well, you didn't hit this one here, you didn't do this, that, and don't try to squeeze your way out of just giving the money back guarantee because it's just slimy. Be honest, right? If you don't provide them the results, just give them the money back. And that just shows that, wow, okay, you need to get better at what you do. I'll be honest, very simple. You need to get better at what you do with your marketing, with your systems. And in that case, you might even want to hire somebody to actually take over the service delivery as well. And we can get into that deeper in the next video. But basically, when it comes to the money back guarantee, it's great because people like it, but the con is that, if you don't do well, you have to get the money back, right? Which sucks. Now, pay per result, in my opinion, is one of the best ones we can ever do. Pay per result is awesome because it's a perfect balance between risk on you and risk on them. So, for example, let's say you're offering appointments for a roofer, if we're going to stick with roofers. So let's say you value a roofer appointment at like $200, right? Let's just say, and that's a pretty good number to value a roofer appointment, $200. So you're saying, hey, Mr. Client or whatever, I guarantee that, or not even guarantee, I will get you, let's say 30 appointments in 90 days, something like that, in 90 days. Right? This is like that. And you only pay for the appointments that come in. So we charge you every single time we get you an appointment on file. So let's say we charge you $200. So if we get them, let's say in 30 appointments times 200, that's what, 6,000? Yeah, that's 6,000. So basically after that, you're going to make $6,000 if you hit those 30 appointments in 90 days. And the greatest part is the more appointments you get, the more you can charge. So then it becomes a situation where you can keep getting more and more and more and more money. And I've had situations where our clients say, please stop, like go back to the retainer model because we're getting them tons of results and they're actually paying a lot for it. And it's just a much better situation. Now, here is a situation as well where I suggest that if you do the $200 per appointment, you have to charge a setup fee, right? Charge a setup fee. I would say the setup fee should be around maybe $1,500, around there. because it's going to cost you money to set up their systems, to hire people. Even if you do it yourself, you just want to have some money as a buffer, and it makes total sense, right? It makes total sense because it does cost money to actually get everything set up. So make sure you have a setup fee of $1,500. If you want, you can do like $1,000 if you want, and if you're just starting off, do at least $500, right? So that's a really cool pay per result system there. Now, one system that's really cool that a lot of people don't talk about is the payback model, right? So the payback model. Now, this is how it works, right? So how it works is, let's say you have the same offer where we'll get you 30 appointments in 90 days, right? For a roofer. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually charge them up front for every single appointment. So if we go back and say that if we get them 30 appointments, that's $6,000. So we're going to charge them $6,000 up front, right? Which is a lot, but stay with me here. Stay with me. $6,000 up front, right? So that's great. So now you say, hey, Mr. Roofer, we're going to charge you $6,000 up front, right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that every single appointment I miss, I pay you back. So for example, let's say after the 90 days is up, they pay $6,000, they have 30 appointments. Let's say they get 25 appointments, right? 25 appointments. So if they get 25 appointments, then you're going to say, oh, okay, well, you're kind of off, which is fine. So you missed 5 appointments because 30 minus 25 is 5, right? 25 is 5. So now if you miss 5 appointments, we do 5 times 200, which should equal 1,000. So you pay them back $1,000 because you missed 5 appointments. Now that's a really cool model because it's a good balance on both ends. You get money up front, and they also get the guarantee that they want. And this is the type of model we like to do all the time. This model is awesome, right? This model is super awesome. It's a lot easier, a lot simpler to run, and it's something that people just like this a lot more, right? So if I suggest, or if I can make a suggestion, I would say do the pay per result model, the payback model, or the money back guarantee model. Now, if you're just starting out, the pay per result model is the best because this one here, it's very simple to understand. Sometimes with the payback model, the clients don't really get it, so you just got to explain it more, but that's basically it on that when it comes to the actual offer itself and getting the right offer to you, right? Now, what it really comes down to after creating the offer is to figure out exactly how to market the offer correctly in your marketing and your systems. So basically, I want to show you guys exactly the video that we used to market our own business and how it actually filled our calendar. So let me go into our Facebook account. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. All right, so this is what the video looks like for our marketing services. So here we actually offered 100 qualified leads in 100 days or you don't pay. Now, this is when we're just starting out, so we focused more on getting leads for our clients as opposed to appointments. Now, I would always say appointments are better, and when people see appointments, it seems more valuable. But if you're just starting out, leads aren't a bad deal as well, because everyone needs leads and they know they need leads. So I want to show you the exact ad that we used and how we used our offer and marketing to make it actually work out correctly. So I'm going to go and take a look at this ad right now.
You're not short on skill, you're short on leads. You could be the best floorer in town, but if no one knows who you are, your phone stays silent. No calls, no cash. But what if I told you my team and I will get you 100 local qualified leads in 100 days where you don't pay? Look at our client Ben. We managed to get him a 5-figure flooring job in just 2 weeks of working with us. We fly out to you, we shoot the ads, we run the systems, you just gotta close the jobs. We bring you real people who need your service now. So if you're serious about growing your business, click the link below and let's get your calendar booked.
Awesome, right? So that's really, really cool. So that's a very simple thing that we use to create our offer, make sure our offer is in the marketing and the systems are pretty much ready to go from there, right? Now, basically, guys, that's basically the whole entire video. Now, if you guys want our one-on-one help and want to figure out how we scale to 10K per month and you just want to get a shortcut to that, then definitely hop on a call with us with a link in the description. Talk to us more and we'll help you guys out, see if we're a good fit to work together. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I always love making these videos. It makes me feel like Alex Becker. I love my boy Alex Becker. And I'll see you guys in the next video.